Coming up next on the CHGO Cubs podcast, it is Wild Thought Wednesday. 50 days until opening day. I said 50 days. What do you want from the Cubs in the next 50 days? Gallen, Fromber, or something more? Oh my, it's Cubs over everything. Next. Hey, Chicago, what do you say? It's the CHGO Cubs podcast. It is Wednesday. It is the 4th of February, and that means we are 50 days away from opening day. There is a finish line ahead, Joey Christopoulos.
I can see it. I can see it ahead.
What else?
Just got to get this dirty little February out of the way.
Oh, not too dirty, because what else can you see? Once February's over, I see our spring training trip to Mesa. That's right. You can join us on a beautiful trip to Mesa, Arizona.
Ooh.
The CHGO Cubs road trip to spring training. Sean's going to be there doing a little Sox stuff, too, as a matter of fact. March 5 to 8, presented by Shady Rays. Our guys from Shady Rays hooking us up. We're going to go there. We're going to go to a Cubs game. We're going to go to a Sox game. We're going to go to another Cubs game. We can go to the Bulls game. We can go golfing. There's going to be all kinds of stuff you can do, and it's all, I believe, a la carte. Is that correct?
That is correct.
It is a la carte, and just if you do want to go golfing and do a Sox game, you can't do both.
Oh, but the Cubs fans could golf and go to the baseball games.
Yes, they could. Lucky them. I would love to golf with Lance Briggs. Sounds lovely.
Oh, wait.
I'd love to take
I didn't know that was confirmed.
Briggs.
55, Double Nickel's going to be there?
Then never mind.
Never mind. Well, it's possible Double
I thought he
Nickel.
was.
I said Brand
I
Sligs.
swear I saw Briggs.
Well, anyways, future Hall of Famers will be there. Luke Stuckmeyer will be there.
It's
I'll
gonna
be there.
a good
Sean will be
time.
there. Happy hours.
Sunshine will be there.
Q&A. Sunshine. And again, yeah, as you said, a la carte. So if you're going already on a separate trip, you can just come hang out with us for one of these events and just come say hi. You don't have to do the whole thing. You can do whatever you want.
Let's network. Let's communicate. Let's connect. You know what other thing you should do before you probably even sign up to go on the trip is sign up to be a diehard, because right now, of course, we're getting ready for the big game, and that means we've got big deals on our diehard deal, which is at 60% off for being a diehard right now. Still comes with the free t-shirt, still comes with the diehard card, which comes with what, Joey?
It could be this.
Whoa.
Don't fall over.
Free shirt, free diehard card, and the diehard card comes with instant credibility, which is what we all seek.
Flash it in front of any restaurant.
Flash it.
You're getting in
I'm going
right
to tell you
away.
right now, you take that to Tempe or you take that to Mesa or Scottsdale and you throw it down there like CHGO.
Well, and also
legit.
access to our Discord lounge where we can talk, we can hang out. I'm trying to get together a quorum, if you will, to do maybe a little fantasy baseball league with all the CHGO Cubs Discord people. Exclusive written content behind our paywall with Adam Johns, Patrick Norton, Jared Willis, Mario Tirabassi, William Gottlieb, who's quite busy right now with the Bulls trade deadline. Bulls can't seem to get out of the way of Cubs business these days, but Bobby Blanco back in the chat.
Bobby,
What's up, man?
yeah, says the new schedule's a bear. Matt Shaw taking BP with no leg kick. I saw that. Says uncoachable my butt. I saw that. Although it was, it's a half toss.
It was
like
a half
40
swing.
mile an hour half swing. It's not even a real at bat, but I did see that it looks like he's working on zero leg kick.
I like it, though. I mean, you don't want to get too far ahead of yourself on this stuff, but if you want to do an easy comparable, they obviously quieted down the front leg kick of Miguel Amaya. He was able to get a little bit more control, a little bit more contact out there, saw some good results. We'll see what happens. I mean, the good news that we can confirm is that I never bought the uncoachable thing with Matt Shaw. I mean, the two main things about being uncoachable will be, one, like, I'm not willing to switch positions. He's clearly doing that. He's going to learn about 3 or 4. And then the other one is I'm not willing to change my swing, which we saw Brendan Miller, who does a great job on Cubs Related, detailed that he changed his swing 5 or 6 times, whether it was hand placement, whether it was the leg kick, whether it was a timing mechanism, whatever it was. So I think Matt Shaw just wants to be as good as he possibly can be. So yeah, the uncoachable thing, I agree with you, Bobby Blanco, and it's great to see you back in the chat.
Yeah, we got some news out there today. It's more like still waiting for the real news. Yeah, it sounds like Kobe White was traded, but what's going on with the Cubs? Are they still going to add in these next 50 days or 49 days after today? What's going to really happen? And we saw the report from Ken Rosenthal today. I mean, I would say Framber Valdez is probably the biggest name still out there.
I would agree.
Framber Valdez is interesting. We all know the backstory, or at least most of us do, that he basically threw a pitch at his catcher's chest.
Crossed him up
and drilled him
to send a message, yes.
And it didn't play well with his teammates. Everybody was mad, but he is a very successful pitcher. And now Ken Rosenthal is saying that the Pirates have emerged as an aggressive suitor for Framber Valdez. I don't know how long he's going to be out on the market, but just like I said the other day about Gino Suarez going to the Reds, and he certainly makes that offense better. And I said, well, wow, look, they've got a couple of really good young pitchers. We keep thinking the Pirates are going to be that next team to move up, right? They have Skeens. They have Jones.
Maybe Bubba Chandler this year.
What if they had Framber, who is a way more certain thing? What if you just put Skeens and Framber together? That seems...
That's perhaps the best 1-2 punch in the NL Central all of a sudden.
Which is saying something.
Because we did it yesterday with Horton and Cabrera 1-2 punch. I feel good about 1. I don't know about 2, right? From a health factor standpoint.
No, the Cubs are more about depth than they are the 1-2 punch. But they could have a great 1-2 punch. We're just not sure what the 2 names would be. Mm-hmm. Now, if Framber and Skeens were on the same rotation, you know what it's going to be. Yeah. Hunter Green is definitely your number 1 with the Reds. And the Cardinals, they've traded everybody. Don't need to worry about them.
Yeah. And then, you got the Brewers with Mizorowski. You got Woodruff.
Yeah.
So
it's 2 good combos.
I think the way to interpret this is it is cruising towards what appears to be Framber Valdez signing a 1-year deal with somebody and re-entering the market next year. In terms of my past perspectives on the show about Framber Valdez we were wildly critical of that catcher mishap, if you will, when it happened. Because I just find it to be one of those weird unwritten cardinal rules between teammates in a locker room that you're just not supposed to do that. A, showing up a teammate, B, putting him in danger, and C, obviously some sort of lack of communication or lack of emotional control. But I will say that this perspective deserves a little nuance. When we asked, would I want Framber Valdez on my team, I was hesitant because I asked myself the question, does his makeup play itself out over 5 years, right?
Right.
A 1-year deal for Framber Valdez, I think, can be considered a different story. A guy with a ground ball rate in the 97th percentile, what I think is one of the best, if not the best, defensive infields in the National League.
Right.
And look, we've done it in this town and we've done it in other sports. If you want to keep playing the card of, Framber Valdez might be a jerk, you can handle a jerk for 12 months.
That's what I was just going to say.
Doing it for 5 years is a different story.
Yeah, exactly. When I first signed here, they were like, we can handle this jerk for 1 year. And now we're approaching 4 years, and they're like, I don't know. He's kind of a jerk.
It's always that 5th year.
No, I agree. Like, if he's good, which he is, I don't care how much of a jerk he is, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he would, for 1 year, I would be all over that and going way into the luxury tax. If you're going in, jump in, feet first, head first, cannonball that baby, and give me Framber Valdez. I like it even more than I like the Gallen idea. Now, I think Gallen's looking for more like 2 comfortable years, right? Framber is way more certainty than Zac Gallen. They might have the same upside at the end, but don't you think that Framber, if you're just saying, let's just say Framber is looking for 1 year, a lot of money, versus Gallen, maybe the same amount of money, but for 2. Which guy's more certain as a player?
So more certain as a player.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm taking Framber Valdez.
Yes.
Is what I'm doing.
Yes.
How the Cubs view what this year and work stoppage and next year looks like in terms of that second year to replenish a lot of walk-year starting pitching guys that might kind of change their viewpoint on it. But just to keep it really simple and just from a fan's perspective, I'm not ready to do it right now because we are only 50 days away until opening day. So I'm not ready to do a win prediction on this show right now. Mm-hmm. But I'm definitely in at least the high 80s, low 90s right now. If Framber Valdez signed with the Cubs today,
he's their ace.
I think I would immediately start to jump above like the 95, 96 area. If Gallen were to sign with the Cubs today, I think we're still a little bit more in the same place. We're adding to more depth. We're incredibly solid. Maybe Gallen bounces back. Maybe he doesn't. The certainty of Framber Valdez going out there and being a real dominant force on the mound would get me real aggressively optimistic about the Cubs all of a sudden.
Michael Thiel with an interesting comment here in our live YouTube chat. Hi to everybody in the chat, by the way. Big enough clubhouse cancer can totally derail a season, even with other good veterans. Not worth the risk with the Cubs' current floor for wins. See, that's an interesting take. I don't know how much of a cancer he would be in the clubhouse. I really don't. Like, obviously, nobody in baseball thinks it's a good idea to throw a fastball in the chest of your catcher.
Yes.
Bad idea. Have you ever made a mistake in your life?
Of course.
Of course, we all have. Maybe it's just one mistake. I know he has a reputation of kind of being hard to get along with sometimes.
He has, and it's documented.
You've got a Bregman, you've got a Swanson, and I know what you're saying.
A lot of insulation there.
He's not an everyday player. He's a pitcher. Pitchers can be a little quirky sometimes. It was the wrong thing to do, but if he's on the Cubs, I would say I don't think there's any question he's your ace to start the season.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody else at the end of the season, and then you got really something great going, but he's the ace of your staff, and you probably are then what I talked about many times, midway through the season, a quarter way through the season, if everything's healthy and everybody's going great, you're able to trade somebody.
Right, and look.
And restock.
And here's the other thing. We got the big broad brush out right now, which just kind of is what it is because we're all also asking ourselves, wow, is Framber Valdez maybe now back into the sphere of Cubs interest?
Still out there.
Which would be incredibly intriguing. I will say this, though. It is documented in Houston with the Astros, though, that, yes, he is so competitive sometimes. He's got some Zambrano in him. If I can explain that to Cubs fans like that. When things don't go his way, he'll get frustrated on the mound. He likes to show his emotions. So there's two parts about it. One, you'd have to say to yourself, do we have the infrastructure and leadership insulation to at least be able to surround him with enough people to encourage him and at least try and communicate on a normal level? I think Carson Kelly would be a great candidate for that for sure. The other one, too, is that, look, we can't just assume because of a couple bad incidents that the guy's going to be a mess every time he goes out there on the mound. And also my final one is if he signs a 1-year deal with the Chicago Cubs, it would greatly behoove Framber Valdez to be on his best behavior for about 6 or 7 months, have an incredible season with the Chicago Cubs, go deep into October, win some playoff games, re-enter the market, get that 5-year deal, and then be you, Framber. Do whatever you want, right? There are plenty of cases of guys, on the straight and narrow, if you will, whatever that means to you, for 1 year, and I think the Cubs could benefit from that. But I don't think the Cubs would be interested in more than 1 year with Framber Valdez. I think it would have to be a situation where the money is similar and maybe we have a better opportunity to win than, say, Pittsburgh, and that's where Framber would choose to go if that's the route they wanted to go.
Michael is saying it's a risk, and I think we're not – maybe I wasn't clear enough. If the Cubs were to sign Framber Valdez, I wouldn't be trading him at the deadline unless he was a total problem in the clubhouse, and then I just take whatever I can for him, and you move on from that. But I would be acquiring him because he would be my ace. He would be pitching in playoff games, and then you would be able to look at your stockpile of arms potentially at the end of the season and say, okay, well, how good was Gallen this year? How good was Tyone in his final year? How good is Shota? And would another team overpay for one of those guys at the end of the season if I have my guys that are going to pitch in the postseason? Or if I'm trying to acquire a legit closer to be the final piece.
Yes.
Is that the guy, so I guess there's different ways you use him. I wasn't thinking about it. It did take just no Cedar back again says, what up, Stucky? How you handling the cold weather?
Like
Just
a
fine.
champion?
I'm just fine.
Like a champion. Yeah, we're going to take a break here in a second. The other one, too, just really quick, and this one, again, because we're painting with that broad brush. If we were to sign Framber Valdez and it weren't to work out, we would have to have an intervention with Jed about Houston Astro players that they just let walk away. We would finally have to go, Jed.
Hey, can we stop looking at the Astros?
We care about you, Jed, but you have to stop looking at the Astros and picking up their reclamation projects.
Would you rather have Gallen or would you rather have Framber? Michael says, no, I'd rather have Gallen. Did Bruce Levine really say? Did he really say that? Did Bruce really say that?
Let's tease that.
We'll get to it after the break, right here on the CHGO Cubs podcast. What if you could have reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi? And what if you could keep it at the same price for not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 years? That is the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Imagine Wi-Fi that makes everything in your home work together. It finds and fixes problems before you even know you have them. And that is super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. It lets you stream the game while the rest of the family is still online. No problems. All your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And the best part is no annual contracts. Xfinity's best equipment is included. Take it from me, a lot can change in 5 years. Championships can be won, but your Wi-Fi, it better stay reliable and it should stay the same price. Lock in your price, unlock the possibilities with it at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Again, 5 years, same price, and it's got a sixth sense. Perfection.
Pardon me, ladies. Got to talk to the gentleman for just a second, but don't leave the room. Stick around because we're going to need your encouragement. Guys, do you feel like you got less motivation throughout the day? Do you feel like you got low energy? Well, it might not be a case of the winter blues. It might be a case of low testosterone, and you don't even know it. It's as common for us ages of 27 and up, so it's something to be mindful of. And Game Day Men's Health is there to help you out, whether it's peak performance or becoming a better father, better husband, better man, better dog father, better podcaster. Game Day Men's Health, they want to support your man's health journey through personalized care that's tailored to your goals. Quick and easy process. They came into the office here about a month ago. They did about an hour, provide a lot of info, results a couple days later. Know where you stand, men, and whether you want to feel better and have more energy for testosterone, vitamin supplements, weight loss, and hair loss treatments. Game Day Men's Health is there to help you. Plus, shout out to Josh, who lost over 100 pounds using the testosterone replacement with Game Day Men's Health. So start your Game Day Men's Health journey today. Scan the QR code to find the one closest to you, or go to GameDayCHGO.com to find those locations that are closest to you.
Back on the CHGO Cubs podcast, we were talking Framber Valdez, Zac Gallen.
Back in the
Could
picture.
either one of them happen in the next 50 days? We'll talk about that too. But
Yes.
you said Bruce Levine said what?
On 670 The Score. Bruce,
Bruce, baby.
God
I
love him.
I love him.
God love him. He intimated with his radio hit that not only were the Cubs still in the Zac Gallen sweepstakes,
good.
He thought it was a solid chance that Zac Gallen end up with the Cubs.
Good.
He also opined that perhaps Zac Gallen by midseason could be the Cubs' best pitcher. I don't think he used the word ace, but by midseason, if the Cubs were to sign Zac Gallen, would you buy or would you sell the possibility that Zac Gallen would be our best pitcher, by 4th of July?
Well, I guess it depends on how that would happen. Like if Zac Gallen went back to his best days of being like a really, really good pitcher a couple years ago, cool.
Yeah.
If it means that he went back to being slightly better than last year and everybody else is off to a terrible start,
Or injuries and other bad things have happened.
that's not so great.
Right.
But I would suggest to Bruce that I could say that about 4 or 5 pitchers in the Cubs rotation.
Former All-Star, Shota Imanaga.
I could say it about Boyd. I
Last
could
year-
say it about Shota. I could say it about Tyone. I could say it about Steele if he came back early. I could say it about Horton. And yeah, I guess I could say it about Zac Gallen. I would, if it's Colin Ray, we're in trouble. But there's a lot of, that's the point. There is no there's heavy upside with Zac Gallen.
And look, at the end of the day, and I see some of the comments.
Cabrera.
I don't need to read them, but like obviously Bruce is very close with Marquis. He's very close with the Cubs. You have to take it with two different ways, right? Where like, I mean, Bruce is giving you information that the Cubs are still interested, right? Like, and they do believe in Zac Gallen.
Mm-hmm.
Now, him maybe going off on his own and saying that Zac Gallen has an opportunity to be the best pitcher for the Cubs this year if he was on the team.
Opinion.
That's his opinion, and that's fine. It's February. It's Wild Thought Wednesday, Bruce.
It is Wild Thought
Knock
Wednesday.
yourself out, right? But I think a lot would not only have to go his way, and even if everything was equal and Horton, Boyd, Shota, Tyone, Edward Cabrera, all are healthy and Zac Gallen is in the mix, I think that would be a hard hill to climb for Zac Gallen really to get back to the 2022 form and be the best pitcher of that bunch if they are all healthy and on top of their game too as well. But hey, competition is our friend. You know, these are good problems to have. I just feel like Zac Gallen has an opportunity to maybe not come back and be that Cy Young type, but I think he can come back and be a really solid number 2, number 3. Get that fastball together a little bit. I mean, the dude throws like 45% fastball. So, I mean, that is his pitch. He needs to get that, he needs to get that straightened out. And as in straightened out, he needs to get more movement of it when it crosses the plate. And they hammered his curveball last year. So, if he can tweak a little bit of those things, he can get back to the type of workhorse that gives you a really great effort and can win you 12 games and have a 3.5 ERA. I just don't think we would sign him and think that automatically he would turn into our ace.
Exactly. If the Cubs signed Zac Gallen for 2 years,
30 with incentive.
$30 million.
That can get up to maybe 36, 37.
I'd be okay if he's their number 4 starter based on some of the guys they have in there. I'm not worried about him being the ace. Sure, it's all gravy if the guy's the ace and everybody else is healthy and pitching well. Well, then he must be pitching really, really well. But I don't know that I'd put – if you gave me the list of Cubs pitchers now and you added Zac Gallen to the list and I had to put my money on which guy will be the Cubs ace – at the All-Star break, Zac Gallen wouldn't be my choice to put my money on it.
He would not.
Right?
No, I mean, I'm putting my money on our second half phenom.
What's more likely, Zac Gallen is the ace of the Cubs by the All-Star break, or they sign Jose Abreu? That was a Bruce joke because he was always saying that Abreu was coming to the Cubs. If Bruce hears this, that was a dig. That was a joke.
Don't call it a comeback.
There's a deal on the table.
Jose Abreu and Bruce Lamont have been here before.
Bruce and I have a lot of fun talking.
Oh, those were the days, huh?
He was telling us Abreu was, I think it's happening, Abreu.
Those were the days. Well, I mean, look, and we're going to get into our Zips bullpen projection in just a little bit, but it also continues to, and when we talk about that bullpen too, I think we're going to dive into how the Cubs have more options this year than they did last year. That doesn't mean that those options are all going to pan out. And I just appreciate that at the very least, if the Cubs are in a position right now where they're saying to themselves, it's just like the Matt Shaw thing from yesterday. Yep. This is what my favorite part of the offseason is for the Cubs, is that they've done enough work for themselves that they feel confident and comfortable enough to say, look, I think we're good with the starting rotation if the season started tomorrow. And not only that, I feel good that Justin Steele's going to come back. Assad, Brown, and Colin Ray can fill in if necessary if something goes wrong. Just the same way with the Matt Shaw thing. I think we're good. Blow us away. But if we can get Zac Gallen at the Cubs price and ensure not only some more certainty and maybe raise the floor a little bit more for this year and provide some financial certainty for the rotation heading into next year that then provides you more flexibility heading into the deadline, that's the position that they put themselves in. And they're already going over the luxury tax. So it does matter. It does matter.
Past it.
It doesn't matter, but it kind of doesn't matter anymore, just to a certain extent.
Once you cross the toll booth, put the pedal to the metal. You know what I'm saying? Like, once you get past the toll booth, the odds that a cop's going to be on the other side of that thing for a couple miles, just go for it, right?
You're that guy on the road trip?
You hit that skyway and
just let it loose.
Screech the wheels at the cage and go.
I mean, My favorite part about this too is, especially when we have these conversations, it's like, oh man, we can't have all these guys on the team at the same time for reason A, B, C, and D. I just want to see it, maybe for the chaos or the conversation. I just want to see them have 9 starters and figure it out.
Oh yeah.
I want to put Craig in that position.
How long have I been preaching that?
Yeah, honestly, you started preaching it like the second day after they lost to the Brewers of something that they need to do.
Stockpile starters.
Stockpile starters, good problems to have. Figure it out. Put it on your manager, your pitch lab, and your staff to find different ways to optimize these guys to the best of their ability. You don't have to have every single pitcher full freight out of the gate. You can ease some guys into it. You can manage Cade Horton's innings now in April, May, and June to get him ready to really push on him in September if you want to. And the same thing with Edward Cabrera. I don't know. It's just a situation I'd love to see the Cubs try and do it. So I'm still on board with Zac Gallen.
All right, and we'll talk more about it in a little bit. But Corey Seacrest says the best ability is availability. Next up, flexibility. Depending on any additional signings, the Cubs rotation should have plenty of both. I agree. And you would have more flexibility by adding Fromber or not and.
I'm about to say
or Gallen. I don't want to get too
baby.
crazy. It is Wild Thought Wednesday.
Hey.
That would be ludicrous
WTW.
Monday.
Why have Framber Valdez or Zac Gallen
When you can have them both.
when you could have them both?
You can. Somebody like the Mets could think like that.
Tyone can close, right?
Put him in the
Sure,
pen.
why not?
Put him in the
Well,
pen.
and look,
Cabrera could close.
and look, here's the other thing too, is that as we're sitting here projecting for the Cubs next year, there is going to be some really dynamic pitching matchups in the NL Central.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that I have a lot of confidence and optimism about the Cubs this year. And the only thing that I would push back on with some Cubs fans is I think Cubs fans think that they're going to run away with the NL Central by 8 to 10 games. First of all, it's still the Milwaukee Brewers. Second of all, the Cincinnati Reds are going to put a tough starting pitcher on the mound at least 2 or 3 games when you play them in the series. And if the Pirates were to add one more piece to go with Skeens, all of a sudden a Skeens-Framber-Valdez 3-game series is all of a sudden a lot tougher than you think it is. Sure, maybe you're going to beat the St. Louis Cardinals 14 times this year, but the NL Central is going to be a little bit tougher than you think. So if it isn't going to be the Cubs with super high-end elite talent bottled into one individual like Paul Skeens, let's have 3 really good ones that we could throw it at him. And I think that will stand the test of a long season.
Real quick, Sean, I want your opinion on this too. Somebody in the chat asked earlier when we were talking about Fromber and the Pirates, said, who's going to be better this year, Pirates or Reds? Now, remember, the Reds had a playoff team last year.
They did.
But Fromber and Skeens and Jones.
It was Corey again.
Right? So if they were to add Fromber Valdez, the Pirates, who will have the better record this year, the Reds or the Pirates?
Joey, do you want to answer this first?
I mean, I'll go first. I'll go first. I'm sticking with the Reds. I just don't buy the Pirates offensively. Mm-hmm. I also don't buy the Pirates defensively right now. I think there are going to be days when you face the Pirates and you're like, holy cow, our team just struck out 14 times against their pitching staff and we lost 2-1 in a game that we probably should have won. But I'm probably going to stick with the Cincinnati Reds. Again, they have defensive problems too as well. And it isn't so much adding Eugenio Suarez, but Andrew Abbott gave us fits last year, right? Like Nick Lodolo is no joke. Mm-hmm. Hunter Green, I think when healthy and right, is a guy that can easily shut you down. They seem to think pretty highly of Chase Burns, and I have a lot of respect for Terry Francona. So I'm still giving the edge to the Reds right now, even though I do think the Pirates, they're trying. They're trying to get peskier this year for sure. They're going to have a little bit more pop with Brandon Lowe, but I'm going Reds right now.
Yeah, Lowe is decent. I didn't hate the Johan Oviedo trade as well, but the free agency is pretty brutal. I mean, is it that much better than the White Sox offseason? I mean, they got the White Sox got the better first baseman in comparing Munetaka Murakami versus
Pirates are getting a golf clap for doing anything because they do nothing.
Yeah, but I think that's the thing is I think you're just giving that team a golf clap for really doing nothing when Cincinnati already has a leg up for having the better manager, already having a close enough to the playoff record. Suarez is the best signing out of all of them. I mean, I know he was worth 49 homers last year, 30 the year before. Yeah. That's still 30 plus homers. Yeah, I take the Reds.
Yeah, and the other thing about the Pirates too is I know people are really excited about Bubba Chandler. You never know with pitching prospects, but he's got a lot of talent. The other one is A lot of people think Connor Griffin's whatever, the best prospect can't miss since Acuna or Trout or whatever. Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean that he's going to show up in April and start raking right away. That might be more of a second half thing where maybe we end up the year and we're like, oh, wow, look out for the upstart Pirates in 27. I just don't think they're going to make a lot of noise this year.
And look at Roman Anthony. Anthony, too, is 21 years old, only played 71 games. I mean, can a young body like that, I think Griffin's still only 20. Yes. Can he handle a full major league season, or will there be ups and downs health-wise?
100%.
But Mitch Keller, Bubba Chandler.
Bright future.
Mitch Keller's fine. Why are we bringing up Mitch Keller? There you go. I was about to say.
Skeens, Jared Jones. If you're marching out that rotation, you're going to be in a lot of games.
Yeah, right. You're going to have to.
Whether you're bad defensively or not, you're going to be in a lot of games. I'm just saying, it's not crazy to think that I would like to see it be Cubs, Reds, Brewers, Pirates, and 70 games out the Cardinals.
Cardinals, yeah.
Way down there.
I think that's doable. I kind of want Lars Nootbaar on the Sox. So, maybe the Cardinals keep trading. But
they are for sale.
I really just don't think the Pirates can keep up with the NL Central. Like, I do think that the Cubs are on track to win 90 plus. It seems like the Brewers really haven't taken a step back, even though they just traded their ace in Peralta. Mm-hmm. They're probably around 85 wins at worst. And then Reds, I think they're probably due for 80 wins. So I don't think the Pirates are even over 500.
Yeah, and I could role play as we head into a break. I can role play a game for you as we talk about the Zips bullpen on the other side of the break. I could easily see a scenario where it's Paul Skeens on the mound or whatever. It's tie game at 1. We head into the 7th inning, and then we need the Cubs bullpen just to hold it down, so that then the Cubs offense can take down the Pirates bullpen, win 2-1, 3-1. Those games are just as important as the games when you beat someone 9-3 or whatever it is. So that's what's going to come really key. So on the other side of the break, we're going to talk Zips bullpen with the Chicago Cubs. Who do you think the closer is going to be? Who do you think is going to step up? Who needs to step up? Who's the X factor? Let's find out in 2 minutes. But first, a word from our wonderful partners here on the CHGO Cubs Podcast.
Listen up. Winter is here. It's not going anywhere. Sometimes I think the end of February, the beginning of March is like the worst time of year here.
It is.
Question is your heating up for that challenge? Now's the time to schedule that Four Seasons furnace tune-up, or if you want a whole home generator to get you through the summer, this is the time. They got you covered. Four Seasons guarantees same-day installation for all your heating, cooling, plumbing, electrical, and generator needs. No extra charge for nights, weekends, or even holidays. Save up to $4,000 on furnaces and comfort systems with Four Seasons heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electric. Their furnaces start at $39 a month. Furnace AC combos from $57 a month. And if you call today, save $50. Four Seasons heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electric has been serving our area for more than 50 years. Visit fourseasonsheatingcooling.com for all their special offers and money-saving coupons. They are a sponsor of ours. Four Seasons, heatingcooling.com. Don't get left out in the cold. Winter is not over.
Luke, I got a story for you. In 2026, I'm trying to get my body in shape, right? But I'm also a guy on the go. And this morning, my apartment decided to turn the water off and give us 2 hours notice. So what I have to do, I had to jump in the shower. I had to get ready. I had to get over here, and I didn't have time to eat. So I grabbed myself some Huel. That's right. It's a less than $5 meal right here in this bottle. And not only did I get here on time, but now I'm hitting my protein goals every single day. Some days I feel great, and there's other days I look up and I realize that I haven't even had any carbs. You finish your workout early, you didn't have your meal. You know what you do?
Water shut off, shower with it if you want.
Shower with it. I can drink in the shower with it. It's just that good. This is the chocolate peanut butter right here, and I absolutely love it. So right now, for a limited time offer, you get Huel's full high-protein starter kit today with the exclusive offer of 20% off when you use the code CUBS15, CUBS15 at Huel.com/Cubs15 for new customers only. Honest, it just makes hitting your protein goals a lot less stressful.
CHGO Cubs Podcast, where it is Cubs over everything. And right now it is time for Taking the Temp, your trusted local experts. Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. Visit fourseasonsheatingcooling.com for all their special offers and money-saving coupons. That's fourseasonsheatingcooling.com. So we are taking the temp on those bullpen Zips.
Yes.
I didn't like what the Zips had to say about the Cubs rotation. But the Zips projections, while calling the Cubs rotation sort of boring, a lot of good guys, nobody super sexy, they seem to like the Cubs bullpen more than they like the rotation.
They do. And the good news is what were we talking about heading into the offseason? And when you talk about the boring and the unexciting, it all comes back to the Cubs staff just in general doesn't really throw a ton of gas. Doesn't get a lot of swing and miss. And that's what they were trying to target heading into the year. Well, as we've been doing this all week, again, disclaimer, right? Zips projections. They can be wrong. They can be right. They're just trying to give you a bit of a baseline to think what can you expect from a group of players or an individual. What I like the most about the Zips projections with the Cubs bullpen is the K rate on some of these guys. Yeah. Now, if you look at the rotation for the Cubs, it's anywhere between 21%. The Cade Horton K rate's actually more of 18%. And I think that's maybe why they're a little bit lower on him from a projection standpoint. In my opinion, anything over 25%, I think that's above average. Now you're getting into the elite category. Let's just stick there for right now. What I like about the Cubs bullpen is, as of right now, Hunter Harvey, 27.6% K rate projected. Ben Brown, 25.4% K rate projected. Daniel Palencia, 26%. Phil Maton, 25%. Porter Hodge, 26.3%. So right there, you're getting a little bit more, in theory, projected swing or miss out of this bullpen moving forward. So that's really good news. The other really good news, too, as well, is that they really like Hunter Harvey. And if this guy can stay healthy, not only do they project him.
Isn't that part of the rotation story?
It is.
If they could stay healthy.
It is, right? And he's, as much as we do the big IF with Edward Cabrera, that if might even be in a bigger font for Hunter Harvey. Because if this guy can stay healthy, they haven't projected for a 2.3 ERA. That's fine. But they also haven't projected for a 1.1 WAR. And just for reference and comparison, last year, Brad Keller, 1.3. So that is literally, and this is a guy who throws 98 miles an hour. He throws a split that busts in and breaks bats on right-handed hitters. This is a guy that can be a weapon. This is a guy that can not only maybe challenge Daniel Palencia for the closer's role, but could easily fill in or flip or swap or whatever it is. Hunter Harvey could easily be the replacement for Brad Keller. And they gave Phil Maton $7.5 million too, who has a track record of getting it done. So there's more pieces in the Cubs bullpen this year, and Zips projections likes what they see.
Well, the Cubs have to build for 2 seasons because now you think of yourself as a playoff team. And there's building your team for the regular season. That's one reason I love the pitching depth in the rotation. And then there's also building your team within your team that is your postseason group because the games are totally different, right? Like the way you pitch in the postseason is completely different than what you do during the regular season. So sometimes the guys that are in the bullpen during the regular season have different roles or are counted on more, and you have guys fall out with injuries all the time, especially in the bullpen. So when we get to March, everybody loves to talk March Madness around here, right? The Final Four. Wait, what? Here it is. Here it is. Zac Gallen. Olympics? What is it, Sean?
I thought this would end. I didn't know this would go on for so long.
Still going?
We can pause
this is just the music when I walk into the building.
Beatles Beck. Shout out to Becky for noticing me about this. Former White Sox, former Philly, former Guardian, Vince Velasquez, Vinny Velo, has signed a minor league deal with the Chicago Cubs.
Ooh, and Owen Miller.
You interrupted my great thought for that.
Yeah, because Vinny Velasquez might be Vince Velasquez might be.
Oh
a
boy,
part of
here
the
comes the
bullpen.
Framber out of him.
Listen.
Here comes the Framber. And Owen Miller too.
Okay, so we added him.
Sorry, you're talking about March Madness.
March Madness. We look for the Final Four, and here I thought, wow, he's really building up my thought here. He's got.
I really thought it was Zac Gallen.
He's got theme music coming in for my Final Four. Thought about March Madness, and I thought, oh man, it's Zac Gallen. And then
opening ceremonies Friday night.
We got Vinny. I've known one good Vinny, and it wasn't Del Negro. So here we go. Final Four was the thought.
Yes,
the Final Four for Craig Counsell last year, especially when you got to the postseason, you were like, these are the guys I got to get me through the final part of the game. These are my Final Four pitchers every night in some form or fashion. Palencia, Keller, Theobar, And
second half, it was Kittredge. That he locked in pretty quick.
Who would it have been in the first half when it wasn't very good for a while? Let's not even think about it.
I mean, honestly, I don't think they had it because they had to move it around, and it was a Presley here and there, right? And they moved him around, and then they didn't have it.
Who's the Final Four this year?
So let's just, for the sake of the argument, let's put the returning players, Thielbar and Palencia, back in the mix.
Boom.
Because at the very least, heading into it, they know we know that they've done it before.
Lefty and a closer.
Yeah, and we want to give them the opportunity to be part of that Final Four. And I feel like that Final Four predominantly handled the last 9 outs for the Cubs, specifically in the second half a lot. So as it stands right now, I think Tyler Zombro, Tommy Hotovy, Craig Counsell, I think they want Hunter Harvey to be one of that 4.
Okay.
I think that's the optimal scenario in terms of stuff, in terms of what he can bring with just he's got dynamic stuff. And I think he immediately fills into that Brad Keller type of role. So then there's that 4th spot. You would think it would be Phil Maton, right?
$7 million.
Great swing and miss, does not draw a lot of hard contact, does not draw a high barrel rate, got kind of funky stuff, doesn't throw super hard, but with his swing and miss, you'd be mistaken if he didn't throw 99 the way that he can kind of get guys out. So I think that's a good starting 4. But there are some really strong, interesting candidates that I think are worth watching in spring training. And I'll throw the first one out to you. What if Porter Hodge gets into that mix? And you're telling me now that you've got Thielbar with that curveball for the lefty matchup. You got Hunter Harvey, who's throwing 98, also with that sinker. And then you also have Porter Hodge throwing gas and Daniel Palencia throwing 101. Now, all of a sudden, you got 9 outs. And then you could even expand it out to maybe even 5 guys and get to those 12 outs with a guy like Phil Maton. Maybe Jacob Webb, who Zips doesn't really seem to like a whole lot. But if it is Phil Maton and then the cast of the long relievers, a.k.a. Ray, Assad, Ben Brown, you're starting to feel pretty good about it. Because when you just look at it, you're just like, how do we cover these outs? How do we get coverage? And these guys rarely, especially our starting staff, you're not going to see too many of our pitchers into the 6th inning outside of Tyone, just in my opinion right now. So how do you get to that 6th, 7th bridge into that last 9 outs? I think the 4 right now is Maton, Harvey, Thielbar, Palencia. How would you feel about that?
I think it's possible that's the 4 right now.
Right now. Pencil.
But the 4 at the beginning of the season last year didn't look a lot like the 4 at the end of the season.
Eli Morgan was in that 4 to start.
Right.
They were running Keller out in the 5th inning of games to start the year. Yeah.
So what you have on paper, first of all, that would be a nice 4 on paper going forward. I like that they have depth and options already kind of built into this, right? Like they had to rebuild the whole bullpen, but there's other names that could filter in if either A, the player earns it, or B, somebody in that 4 falters, whether it's injury or just not the same. And that happens all the time in bullpens because of usage and volatility, all those things. So when you asked about Porter Hodge, my answer to what you said, what if Porter Hodge is in that 4? And my answer is I love it if Porter Hodge has forced that move.
It has to be performance, right? Because he's found money at this point.
Instead of one of those other 4 guys is so bad or so hurt that you're like, next up, Porter Hodge. I want whoever comes off that non-4 that you just put out there to burst onto the scene and be like, I am in your Final 4.
Right.
I'm your Cinderella in the Final 4 this year for the Chicago Cubs. And maybe it is Final 5. But I want somebody to burst onto that scene. And if it's not Hodge, I want it to be Ben Brown. I want it to be Ben Brown. Now, right now, Ben Brown is in that mix with Assad and some other guys as we can eat some innings, and he can. But he also has the type of stuff that might play really good for 1 inning, especially in a playoff game. We're going to take one more break here on the CHGO Cubs podcast. We're going to continue this conversation and roll it right into 50 days until the Cubs season starts. What do you want to see before then? CHGO Cubs next. All right, let's talk about your next weekend escape, or maybe just your next big night out, because Potawatomi Casino Hotel in Milwaukee has everything in one spot. We're talking thousands of the latest slots and tables games. Ready to refuel? They've got a ton of amazing restaurants and bars to choose from. Whether you're feeling fancy or just want a quick bite, they've got you covered. You don't even have to leave the property. You can stay in style at their luxury hotel, just steps away from what many call the Midwest's best sportsbook. Heading to maybe a Bucks-Bulls game. You want to start your day right at Potawatomi, hit the sportsbook, then head out to the game. It's all right there. Super convenient. They got a full winter lineup in Milwaukee of concerts, festivals, sports, you name it. Potawatomi is the perfect home base for all of it. I was there last summer when we went to the big Cubs-Brewers game. Not only was the hotel spectacular, hey, Stucky won big.
Cha-ching.
We had a lot of winners, and we walked home with a win. Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Your win is waiting. Go check it out.
Hey, Cubs fans, new vehicles are in store right now at Ray, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, and this is your chance to score a great deal at the Ray Resolution Sales Event. Head to Ray CDJR on Route 12 today to choose from their huge inventory of new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram vehicles right now. You get 0% financing for 72 months, plus no payments until spring on new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram models. Plus, shop over 125 vehicles priced under $20,000. They got a friendly team of brand experts. The team at Ray CDJR is here to help you during each step of your car shopping journey. Plus, they prioritize affordability, so you know you won't overpay for the vehicle that you need. And with Ray's price promise, you can shop confidently with no add-ons or hidden fees ever. The price you see is the price you pay. It's that simple. So go check out your partner today to shop one of Chicago area's largest inventories to find the new vehicle for you. The team at Ray CDJR is the one we recommend. For more information, visit Ray CDJR today on Route 12 in Fox Lake or online at raycdjr.com. They've been serving the community since 1963.
Back on the CHGO Cubs podcast for the final 15 minutes. Hey, we only got 23 thumbs up. That's a great number for Ryan Sandberg and Michael Jordan, but come on, guys. If you're in that chat, have you hit the like button yet?
Yeah, get us to the
one
like for each day left until opening day.
Disrespect.
Just step
And
up.
now it's down to, still at 23.
It's free.
It's free. It doesn't hurt you.
We'll take time. It takes a minute to just kind of go like that and then hit the like button, and then it's over. And it's over and it's gone.
Wow. Yeah. All right. So we're talking bullpen, and we're going to get into the final 50 days before the season starts. I suggested that maybe Ben Brown is that guy for me over Porter Hodge. But either one of them, I want them to burst onto the scene. I'm okay if they knock out a guy they just gave money to. So let's wait and see what happens.
Yeah, the structure for the Cubs right now, again, and this is a little bit of a theme of today's episode, is that you got to earn it. And it's a great position to be in. And it's a credit, honestly, to what Jed Hoyer has done. Now, has he shopped really like at the top shelf of the elite? No, not necessarily. But he's done it in a multitude of numbers now that, yeah, you're right. Like, we're not just handing a job to Ben Brown. He's got to go out and earn it. As much as we loved what Porter Hodge brought to the table 2 years ago in the second half, injury-plagued last year, came back ineffective. He's got to go out there. He's got to earn it. And when it just comes to these Zips projections, the main one about, especially when we talk about that Final Four, who are the four pitchers that Craig is going to count on in the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning to get us to victory so we fly that white flag in the air? The one that I'm looking at a little bit, and to prove it for me, is just the walk rates that Zips projected has out for these guys. Okay. The three leaders, if you will, and this is not the category that you want to lead in terms of walks per 9 innings right now, is Palencia projected to have a 3.7 walk per 9 rate. Porter Hodge with, Jackson Wiggins with a 4.5. Let's throw him to the side. I don't know if he's going to be factoring the opening day. But then also Porter Hodge right now, 4.9 walks per 9. So that is a box that Porter Hodge has to check. That's going to be one of the things to prove that he deserves to have a role in this bullpen and on this team. It isn't just going to be, I'm healthy and I'm throwing 98.
Right.
To your point, he's got to go out there. He's got to execute. He's got to have a strong spring, and he's got to control the zone. I think
which he has done in parts.
And he has. And we keep bringing him up because I think both of us really like him a lot, and we think that he can help this team this year. And he's got something that, frankly, not a lot of guys on this staff have, and he can pump 98. I want to see more of it. But again, it's not just going to be handed to guys like him. And Ben Brown, too, by the way. Ben Brown, Zips projections likes Ben Brown. Steamer projections likes him even more. They think Ben Brown's like going to lead the team in ERA. So a lot to go out there and prove. And yeah, whoever it is, as long as they're getting the job done at the end of spring training, those are the guys that we're going to want out there. And the competition is half the game. And that's what makes this Cubs team exciting.
I think Brown and Hodge are sort of in the same box and to prove it something like Porter Hodge also has to prove he's not going to give up a bunch of bombs when he comes in.
Sure, that 3-run, like he gets 2 outs and then
so,
gives up that solo shot.
Less walks, less home runs.
Yeah.
More. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. We'll wait and see. All right. So 50 days until opening day. That sounds close.
It starts to feel
Today's
good, right?
One of those damp, cold Chicago days where it's just like, this also feels like opening day at Wrigley out there, where it's just like, you need like 6 layers, even though it's not 30 degrees. You're like,
I was gonna say for people watching out of state, like it's been like 0 degrees for like 2 weeks, and then it got up to 28, and everyone was like, "Yeah,
what's the temperature right
But now
26. So I think this is kind of what
colder.
Joey's talking about. Like it's not as bad as what it was.
It's a dry cold
7 days ago, where it was like 0. Right. So this feels like a heat wave.
But plateaued.
This is also still way too cold for opening day.
Well, no. We've had snow some opening days. By the way,
yeah, but it's a high of 26, low of 13.
It's cold, and you see the gray, and you're just like, is it ever going to end?
It is in 50 days.
Like, I don't know. I mean, again, it's high at 26, low of 13. That doesn't sound like March.
Have you ever done the weather?
No, I haven't.
Okay,
I would love to.
Sean.
I would love to. I feel like I could really do a great job. I try to do the weather for my wife every single night,
the
and she's not
forecast,
interested.
Pal.
Wait, you do the weather for your? Oh yeah,
I try to, and she's not interested in the radar. I try to explain the snow squalls. And,
it's the barometer. She's not interested.
My favorite is when my wife asks me what the weather's going to be, and I tell it to her, especially this time of year, and then she's mad at me because I give her bad news. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, it's going to snow again. And she goes, no, why did you tell me that?
It's the opposite with my wife. She's always disappointed when it's not going to snow. And I'm like, oh, well, I can't make it snow. Like, there's nothing I can do about it.
Sean, get out there. Get those cumulus clouds rolling already, will you?
Like Wilmot Mountain. Create your own snow.
We need Luke to start doing some of this, right? Isn't that
right.
the weather move?
And your 5-day forecast. All right, so 50 days until opening day.
Oh, let's go.
What do we want to see? Can we come up with 5 things we want to see in the next 8 minutes? 5 things real quick that you want to see happen or the Cubs do before opening day.
April 19th, 2018, Cubs home opener postponed by snow. Shout out to Corey for sharing that one. So I want it to snow on opening day, March 26th.
Yikes. That one's nuts. All right, I got one for you. Maybe this will be a top 50 things we want to see before spring. We'll start with 5 for today.
We'll start for 5 and we'll build.
The easiest one off the planet. Number 1, I want to see Alex Bregman do anything.
Oh.
I don't care. I want to see him do anything. Like, he could put on blue shoes. He could wear a Cubs hat. He could walk out. He could, he could pick a booger from his nose. I honestly really don't care. I just want to see him walking and talking in the Cubs uniform. And then, of course, then stepping into the box.
Hitting.
With that sweet compact swing. And then I want to see that first single right over the shortstop's head that's cut off by the center fielder. He rounds first base, maybe does a little clap, gets back to first, and then maybe we get a hint of what the 2026, when they get to first base, they'll always like do something.
Yeah, right. I was thinking,
maybe
what's the new one going to be?
Yeah, maybe we'll get a hint of that.
Grenade one.
That's number 1, I think, on my list so far of what I want to see, what I'm dreaming about.
I do want to see what his rituals, Tucker had the milking the cow.
Yep.
What's it going to be? Bregman, what's it going to be? My number 1, maybe we just combine our list. We'll see. For me, I just want to see no injuries. That's got to be top 5 on the list. Next 50
100%.
days, nobody gets hurt. Nobody has a setback. Nobody's got the sore shoulder, sore elbow, sore knee. Don't want to see any of it. Don't want to hear about it. Well, stay healthy before the season starts.
Because, one, obviously, from a selfish perspective, we want our Cubs to be as good as possible. But the other one with spring training is that you just want to get a clean look on everybody. Right? Like, you don't want the bummer about what happened to Javier Assad last year was he got an oblique injury in spring training, rehabbed it, re-injured it, and by the time he came back, he was in the thick of a division chase, or actually maybe more of a wild card chase, let's be honest, by the time he got back. and he was maybe 80% of himself and maybe caught some strays from Cubs fans for maybe not performing the way that he wanted to, when frankly, like, it's just a really tough year for him to get back, get up to 100%, and then get thrown right into the mix of something that was already a freight train locomotive of a season. So you just want everyone to stay healthy in spring because it just gives everyone a clean look. Like, go out there, perform. Yeah. It is what it is. If you're up, you're down, whatever it is, at least you know that you went out there and you did it 100%.
Now, Mark, we're not talking about throughout the season. We're just saying in the next 50 days. So leading up. So that's why I'm saying no injuries.
Yep.
We want to see Bregman do something. And for me, another one would be...
No one's jumping on Corey saying Nico Horner extension?
Oh, well, that's a good one. I was going to say what we've just been talking about. I want to see one more healthy addition. I don't think it's going to be a bat. I would say Framber or Gallen. Show me one of those two. If you could pull that off in the next 50 days, I would be thrilled with this Cubs offseason. And that's one where a year ago you were saying it was Tucker or bust, and now I would look at it and say Bregman and Cabrera and Framber or Gallen, and I would look at it and say, wow, you guys did a nice job, and you rebuilt the bullpen. Give me one more move to really show me that you are ready to not only take the Brewers by the neck, but step on it.
Yeah, and the cool part about the full circle of this offseason would be when we started this offseason, we definitely did a show in a segment where it was, if Zac Gallen was the only move in the offseason, how would you feel about it? Mm-hmm. And we were probably a little meh, a little in the middle.
A lot meh.
Probably a little disappointed, B-. But if you're telling me that he is the third significant addition on top of Edward Cabrera and Alex Bregman, the remake of the bullpen, and then you add Gallen, that's a completely different way of looking at it. All of a sudden, you're like, Zac Gallen. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, you
right.
feel a little bit better about it. So I'm 100% on board with that one. Is it too early? Is it too early? And chat, jump in on this. Is it too early to start thinking about who the spring superhero is going to be? Like,
who's going to be the Gage Workman?
Yeah, who's going to be the Gage Workman?
Who's going to be Tater?
Yeah, who's going to be the guy that who's going to be the guy that rakes in spring training, that frankly probably doesn't have a shot at the opening day roster. Probably not on this one because it's a little bit deeper than normal. But who's the one that's gonna catch the eyeballs? Like, is Tyler Austin too much of a guy that we're factoring into the mix this year to be that guy?
Dylan Carlson,
Jonathan Long.
Oh, Johnny Long.
Is it the year where James Triantos is hitting like 370
like,
on March 11th? And we're like, 3 more hits today for Triantos. Trade Shaw because we got Triantos. Who are we going to get delusional on? That's the other one that I'm looking forward to.
So you're looking forward to seeing in the next 50 days who we get delusional about.
Yeah, the spring superhero.
The extension for Nico is a good one. I think it was Matt that said trade Hap.
There was 2. Evan said it too.
Evan said it also. So there's 2 for trade Hap. I have one that I would like to add to my don't want to see.
Oh, wow. Okay.
In the next 50 days. And that is on our spring training trip. I don't want to see Greg Bragg's tarps off.
Oh,
okay. I want tarps on for Mr. Braggs when we're at the ballpark.
Can we write that into the spring training contract?
Again,
of our road
the trip, March 5 through March 8, spring training. We got golf you can go to in a tournament. We've got a Bulls game you can go to. We got a Cubs game you could go to. You might even want to go to a Sox game, but we will be there those days. And so,
tarps on.
What do I want to see in the next 50 days? I want to see you.
That's right.
The diehard, the sicko, the Cubs fan. I want to see you in sunny Mesa, Arizona. That's one of the 5 things I want to see. I want to see you. I want to chat. I want to talk in person. I want to hear why you don't like Hap. I want to hear why you think Ben Brown's going to be a total bust. I want to, all those things.
Let's do it.
Let's get it done.
I got some high fives I got to hand out, and I can't high five myself. So you better come.
Yes, you can.
Better come hang out.
You can high five yourself.
I want to see I want to see my hole in one and everybody celebrate. Now we're really Wild Thought Wednesday, aren't we?
Yeah, I was gonna say,
that's the wildest thought ever. I will never, ever come close to a hole in one.
No snowman on the golf course.
I'm lucky to get one on miniature golf every other time. But yeah, Braggs, keep your shirt on, pal. Keep your shirt on.
Keep
All
your
right,
wild.
final quick. If they add Framer or Gallen, do they move Boyd or Taillon? That's from Jake Tendo.
I think they would trade Taillon at the deadline. I don't think they'd trade him right away. I think you ride with it and do a bunch of short starts.
I'll be honest with you. If I had to pick right now, if they did sign him,
10 seconds.
I think Boyd pitches in the World Baseball Classic, and I think he piggybacks either Cabrera or Horton to start the season.
Thanks for watching
That'd be my
CHGO
guess.
Cubs Podcast. Fly the Dubs.
We all silly like the mayor.